and it's going to burn you.
All right, episode 3.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Let's get right into it.
Well, you know what? We're gonna talk about our week. Do something a little bit different here to start. Talk about our week.
Yeah, we had some
students.
big sports news as students of Brock here.
Yeah, we've had
We'll, pull up the videos.
our boys' soccer finals. We've got two roommates here, Jake and Oliver. They're in a very heated soccer finals.
Extremely heated, playing each other. It was
Great. Best soccer game I've been to.
Emotions, angers, excitement. Like it was. I'm not a big soccer fan, but I would 100% go to another intramural game, just because I like the scraps and all the trips and stuff. But yeah, no, it was really good.
Didn't really think that soccer could get so possibly violent. And I mean,
it was.
We didn't get any
for
fights
sure.
on camera, which sucks. But we got some of our boys' penalties. Shout out to the attendees for having the worst save percentage in little boy nets. I'm not here to completely, be that guy to pick on him, but I'm gonna be that guy.
You're always gonna be.
I have to be like that's just it was an awful look, but it was great. We had a ton of fun. Shout out to Oliver and Jake. They played amazing. I mean, Oliver's team did choke the 3-0 to start, but then they came back and won.
Yeah, so Oliver's team was up 3-0 with 20 minutes left in the second half. Jake's team came back from a 3-0 defeat and tied it up. Oliver's team ended up winning. Unfortunately, I was kind of rooting for Jake, but underdog story. I liked it better.
It was like this, but we just want to shout them out. Good start. I had to be Brock and your murals. You guys did a great job.
Yeah.
Shout out Recreation too.
Shout out Recreation refs.
Yeah, refs had it tough though. I'm not going to be that guy there on that one. They had it tough. It was heated game. Some cards were thrown out. Whatever.
Was it 3 red cards?
Good.
How many yellows?
3 too many red cards and 7 yellows.
7 yellows and 3 reds. That's for 40 minutes of soccer.
Yeah. Honestly, it was all Jake though. That's what the crowd was saying. Green pants and Jake, man.
Green pants and number 6.
These two guys, they don't miss. Anyway, well, let's jump into the pro sport. Let's move on from intramural. And typically we do start with basketball, but we are going to heat it up with some hockey. There's been a lot of news in hockey.
Heat it up, get it like flames.
Flames, yeah. There's some flaming oil too. So we're gonna talk about the Alberta teams. Of course, you have to.
Always Alberta
teams.
But
recently, I was actually at a game with buddy Adam too. We were at a Leafs game, and then during that day, Nikita Zadorov from the Flames requested for a trade. One of their, I wouldn't say a star, but a fantastic player.
Yeah, he's a great player. Definitely not the best on the team for sure, but I don't blame him, honestly. If I was on the Flames or even Oilers, I'd definitely want to trade out of there.
Yeah, he just hasn't been getting his ice time that he's been wanting, which is understandable. But you know what? Like, I think as much as I do really like him, I think the Flames should try as much to keep him. I know it's a contract year for him this year. Yeah, they should try and keep him. I think at the end of this year, before the trade deadline, try and get rid of guys like Noah Hannafin, maybe Chris Tanev, some of the guys that really aren't cutting it out for us this year as much. Zadorov is the only guy that's really going to throw hands, make some big plays, I think, for the team right now. He's a big energy guy as well. And I mean, he even said himself in a post-game interview that he wants to be playing with the Flames. Just when you don't get that ice time, I get it, right? Like I've been there before.
No point, right? If you're not getting ice, there's no point putting in full effort and actually trying to go hard, right?
And especially when you're kind of like $6.5-7 million type of player. So
yeah, you're getting big money and you're not getting big ice time. There's no point. Right?
Yeah. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. That's just kind of big news. Moving on to the Oilers, though, they recently just fired their head coach, Jay Woodcraft, and the assistant head coach as well, Dave Manson, which is crazy.
They had it coming.
Yeah,
honestly, had it coming.
I agree too. I just wasn't sure if that was fully the right move. I mean, so right now,
I think it's partially the move. Like I would agree with firing the coaches for sure.
Yeah, well,
so a team that's that bad, like you've got so much talent in the team, you can't coach them properly to actually get a good enough effort out of McDavid and Draisaitl, right? I mean, you got to get rid of some of the issues and then kind of build from there.
Well, let's just look at my opinion. The previous 2 years, they've gone to the Western Conference Final and have lost, one of the years they have, but the teams that they've lost to in the playoffs have gone on to win the Cup. So if they didn't play those teams, they were quite possibly that team, and that's why they're favorites right away this year to win the Cup. A lot of people were thinking they're going to win the Cup, but at the same time, they're 3-9-1 to start, which is awful when you got, again, like as you mentioned, stars like McDavid and Draisaitl.
McJesus, right? And you can't really coach him.
Hasn't been McJesus, but interestingly enough, they did hire his former head coach when he's playing with the OHL team, the Erie Otters.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll see. Chris Knobloch. Not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but not really too sure. But obviously the Oilers got it there. They've got a great team. I think they should actually look at a guy like Zadorov to trade for, if possible. Yep. He'd be a great addition. You got a few guys that are kind of aging there, guys that aren't performing well. You've had your issues with goaltending, right? Like they've dropped, as we talked about last week, dropping Jack Campbell. They've now got Jeff Skinner, who's only got a .871 save percentage, which isn't much better. But at least now the offense is starting to go. So once that shooting percentage jumps up a little bit, I'm not really too worried about the Oilers. But I think right now it is now or never for them. You got
do or die, unfortunately.
You got McDavid, who's a really fierce competitor. You've got Leon Draisaitl, who's been coming off the best last seasons of his career. They're really in their prime now, and I'd hate for them to waste it. So it'll be really interesting to see how they do, to be honest. But I think there's good things coming. I think there's good things coming for them with this new coaching change. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at it. They've already won 3 straight. They've won 2 straight with a new coach now.
Yeah.
It's not like they're the best teams in the league. But, again, last night, great game against Kraken. Shout out to Vander Kane for his natural hat trick last night. He was on fire, and don't think I've seen him play better other than when he plays.
But you look at that, you look at McDavid and Draisaitl, like they're not even, in my opinion, giving it their all. Like they're not really going out there and putting on a show. Like ever since Bedard entered the league, McJesus has been really quiet, and you got to take that into. I know it's like partially coaching, but he was injured. I'll give him that. I just think personally, his mentality isn't there this year.
Well, he's also been hurt.
I said that.
He's been hurt, I think it's just been a slow start, and they're just frustrated, and that throws them off their game.
Yeah, I guess it's still early in the season-ish, right? Like it's a month in.
Yeah,
a month or so in. I don't know.
I really do think that they can turn this around. 3-game win streaks better than losing 3 straight. Yeah. So honestly, I wouldn't stress. I'm not an Oilers fan. Hate them out of all teams. But I think they'll really turn around. They have the depth. They've got the experience. They've got the players. Goaltending obviously is a bit of an issue, so maybe look to trade for a goaltender. But they can hopefully turn this around.
In current news, the Sens are playing in Sweden right now against Detroit, and they're up 4-2. So I thought that was really cool just to kind of talk about.
We're going to talk about a little NHL x NFL and how NHL's doing exactly what the NFL has been doing for the last couple of years.
Well, no, NHL started this, and NFL.
Yes, but NFL has been more consistent with it. NHL's only done it 38 times. Obviously, that's still more than
30 is a lot, though.
In the entire, lifetime of the NHL, they've done the Global Series, an entire lifetime, not in just this 1 year or last year. Yeah, so I mean,
how long is it? Wait. How long has the NFL been doing this though?
Oh, probably only 5 years.
Yeah,
but again, they've already had 3 games across seas this year.
Seriously?
Yeah, 3 at least 2. They've had 2 in Frankfurt.
Attention.
So yes,
Frankfurt's
in Germany.
Oh really?
Yeah, Germany has one of the bigger football crowds. I can tell you they've also been in London as well.
I knew they were in London.
So those apparently they wouldn't go to Frankfurt if they didn't like football. That's the truth.
Yeah,
that's why they're going there. They're
trying to get in like just what the NBA is doing, right? They're trying to bring in kind of a global sport.
Exactly.
Wemby did help with the NBA in Europe for sure.
Yeah, like I honestly we might as well just skip to like that whole segment, I guess, too, right? Like,
let's just talk about that right now.
But yeah, as you're saying, Europe's got a huge market for sports, obviously, especially soccer. I think that's probably number 1. But hockey's been really increasingly growing. You've had some really great stars come out of Finland, Sweden, and I love that they're in actually Sweden. Yeah. Do you see, as you are a big Sens guy, Daniel Alfredsson's there? Really? He's one of the assistant coaches while they're there. Just because
that makes my heart so warm. I love to see that.
So he said he's a little bit nervous, but hey, they're up right now. So go Sens, I guess.
They're playing against fucking DeBrincat, so that's
that's personal.
I'm happy about
it's a little bit personal right now. But yeah, and I mean, look, they've already had a preseason game. Not the Sens, but I think it was the Kings versus Avalanche, maybe. they had a preseason game in Australia, which I thought
really?
which like I love. I've never been to Australia, obviously bucket list, but I thought that was awesome. But interesting choice, Australia. I love what the NHL is doing, so they do call it the Global Series for people that aren't really aware. But it's just obviously this is to try and gain more global fans. You make more money. I don't think NHL would ever expand out to Europe, but from a standpoint,
you could see it. You could see it happening like within the next decade or so.
I'd say two decades. Like
it'll take obviously a long time.
That's a big jump.
You got like
huge jump.
Not majority, but you got a lot of players in the NHL coming from Europe, and you got like, lots of talent.
Yeah, correct. Well, you're also getting a lot from Russia too, right? So like,
Russia. So you're definitely not getting a Russian NHL.
No, team. But I think the only constraint is the travel. Really, like if you had a team like London is the closest option.
But honestly, you know what you could do? Build
a nice rink in the ocean.
No, so that's actually kind of cool. But what I was thinking is that they'd have an NHL North America League and an NHL Europe League, and then they'd play each other in finals.
Oh, I see.
The battle of the National Hockey League,
or would it be
global Hockey League, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just you've already got 32 teams in the NHL. Like that's like.
Think how much revenue they'd bring in though. You're getting a huge global league.
Yeah,
because then the NHL could target and then take ownership of all these teams, all the rinks, and then within 10 years of owning it, it could get extremely popular.
Yeah,
that's just thought that popped into my head.
It's a thought. It's a thought. I just don't know how realistic that is, especially because NHL's been struggling with attendance the last couple of years.
Yeah,
it's been dying down in most sports except for baseball went up this year. I know that, but
NBA is pretty consistent.
NBA has been increasingly going up, which is great.
Yeah, I heard we might get a new NBA team in Canada.
Trust, we got that. We got that coming up.
Oh my god,
NBA, pal. It's there. It's all there. There's lots to look forward to this podcast. I'm telling you guys. But yeah, it's just, I think it would be really cool if they could do your idea of having the two leagues.
Yeah.
It'll just be tough because there are the European leagues already there. So I'm not too sure how you can merge that.
You just merge them together to create. It's not like you're making new teams.
The NHL guys are gonna murder the European guys.
Who knows? How would you know though?
Because half the European guys are 40-year-olds. There's
True,
people who went from the league. There's people from the league who went to Europe because they were not good enough to be in the league, and they need to get paid somehow.
Could bring in younger players. I have a shot at making the National Hockey League now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to this team instead of playing beer league with the boys at the bomb yard, right?
Do you think that would ruin competition though?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. There's definitely guys in the NHL who don't deserve to be there right now.
No.
Don't really put up the numbers.
No, exactly. But they did the grind to get there, and that's a very small selective group. It's the same thing in the NBA, right? So if it was just oh hey guys, we're doubling teams, it's just there's double the chance I can make it. Obviously not. You have
that Europe and you have the North American.
Okay, so would you only allow North Americans to be in the North American side?
No, you could go wherever, but there's just two opportunities to see who's the best hockey team, the national professional hockey team in the world that year. Get Europe and North America. Yeah. Anyway, we've gone on for 6 minutes talking.
Well, I mean, it's all a bad idea. It's just that's Gary Bettman, man. Shout out. We know you're not doing that. So, but yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool to talk about how they are actually. Good point bringing it up. Yeah. Talk about that they're playing in Sweden. Pretty cool. Into a different topic though. You did mention Connor Bedard earlier and how he's spooked McDavid a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't fully agree with that, but I think we should talk about how the top 3 rookies have done so far this year. So we'll start with Connor Bedard, obviously. Number 1, got to start with him. How do you think he's been playing this year?
Amazing. He's Connor Bedard. Give him that. Started off a little rocky, but now he's picking it up.
Yeah.
His goal against Florida?
Yeah.
A little pulling chip it bar down right over the goalie's shoulder.
Yeah, he didn't even look.
That. He didn't even look. He just knows.
We'll throw that up on there for you guys who haven't seen it. But he was looking to pass across the crease, and they went short side there right above the shoulder of.
Yeah. Who is the goalie now?
Yeah, we're idiots. I'm blanking right now.
Is it no.
Starts with a B.
Bob something.
Barkovsky, something like that.
Bobachev. I don't know.
Dude, we're idiots.
It's a no. I'm gonna feel so stupid for this, but I should know.
Dude, we're actually idiots. We are.
Isn't it Bobichev or Bob?
No, it is Bobichev.
Vasilevsky?
No, it's not Vasilevsky.
There's no.
Sergei Bobrovsky.
There we go.
We are so not credible for this podcast after we stuttered on Sergei Bobrovsky, one of the top 5 goalies in the league right now. Anyway, but gross goal. That's what we're here to highlight, not about how we cannot come up with a name in our head. But yeah, no, I think Connor's really picked it up too. I think he's
there's
found
a reason
footing.
he was picked first.
Obviously, it would have. He was a clear cut, and it would have been like Wembanyama going second. If Connor went second, that would have been stupid, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think he's finally really settling in. He's
he's
figured out his role
now. Now he's like accepting teammates. He's like, okay, National Hockey League, I feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm him. I'm the fucking guy. I'm gonna do what I can do best, right?
I mean, I think he's and you know what, Chicago's. I don't know what their standings are right now, but they're actually. I don't think they're dead last in the league, which is San Jose probably is, unfortunately for them. But dead, they're not dead last. I'm pretty sure
they're 7th in Central.
That's not the
worst.
They're
5-8.
That's not the worst.
Terrible.
That's better.
We've talked about worse NHL teams and jinx.
That is better than the team you're just talking about, the Oilers, and better than the Flames, I believe. Obviously, they're in the Pacific.
Yeah, probably.
But I can tell you that right now. That is a better record.
Bedard's better than McJesus this year.
Corey Perry's better than McJesus. Shout out my boy Corey Perry. I'm just kidding. Obviously not. Okay, we'll go pick number 2, Leo Carlsson.
Yeah, let's hear your meat ride.
That's my boy. I'm not actually going to meat ride him a lot. He is actually exceeding my expectations. I'll say that. When the Ducks didn't take Fantilli, you were
pretty mad about that. I was
chapped. I didn't even want to associate myself with the Ducks anymore. But look, he's doing great. He's got 8 points this season. I know that's what Connor has. I think probably like 10ish.
I don't know. Well, Fantilli's got 9 so far.
Okay, so
that's still
so it's still
not
good.
Really big difference.
Yeah, but I think there is been a difference because the Ducks are doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Columbus is near last, and obviously Columbus isn't like Ducks. I wouldn't say are a better team necessarily than Columbus, but they've been playing better, and obviously their coaching change. He was only expected to really only have 3. There's this website I found, Money Puck. It's got this crazy stats. He was Leo Carlsson. What's that?
It's like a stats website.
Yeah, beyond better than ESPN, better than Sportsnet, better than anything.
All right, keep yapping. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, you look at it. So they do expected goals at this point of the season. They do expected shots, whatever. They do everything.
Yeah.
So Leo Carlsson was only expected to have 3 goals by this point of the season. He has 8. I think that's great.
This would be great for sports betting. Right?
Oh, fantastic! Oh, so shout out Money Puck. They do probabilities. So if you look on, so there you go.
God damn, Red Wings scored. Sun's got 74.5% chance of winning this game.
So if you guys are struggling with sports betting, like I have been for the last month, head over there if you want some advanced hockey stats.
Are we just promoting sports betting right now? Is that what this podcast has led to?
It's getting really
3
bad.
episodes in, and we're just gambling away. Eh?
Back to the sports.
Back to the main topic.
Yeah, Leo's doing great, and honestly, I was disappointed with not drafting Fantilli, but now looking back at it,
it was a good choice.
And look, we'll move to Fantilli now.
4 goals in season, 9 points. Shooting percentage of what?
7%, which is
pretty fucking good for a rookie in the first month.
Leo Carlsson has 26%.
It's still good. It's
7 for a person isn't bad. 7 for a team is terrible, but 7 for an individual is all right. Yep. He just I don't think had the looks that when I've watched Columbus games, he's just not getting the puck enough. When he's shot, when he gets a chance to shoot, he shoots, and I like that. Just his role doesn't seem to be nearly as large as Leo Carlsson's or Bedard's.
But
what about he's not producing?
What about Logan Cooley?
That's a great. That's a great honorable mention.
Points.
Great honorable mention. And
you're
right. 11 points, crazy. And you know what? The Coyotes are above 500 right now.
It's rare.
Which, especially playing out of a 3,000 max or 5,000 max person stadium.
I forgot about that. They're still playing there.
They're in ASU. They just got a thing approved, though, I believe. I could be wrong about that. They're in talks about it this year. I
totally forgot about that because we learned that last year.
Yeah.
What class was that?
I think that was maybe in 9-1.
Was it Hyatt's?
Yeah, it might have been. So in our principles of sport management course. I think it would have been that. I think it would have been. Yes, because we would have 100% talked about that with fan bases and attendance rates. But yes, So backstory, they just couldn't afford their arena anymore, and they were wanting to get a new arena. and the city didn't allow for it, so now they're playing out of ASU's tiny rink.
Yeah.
I mean, ASU is a good hockey team too, and it's a nice facility, just like obviously not NHL size, right? So,
but Arizona's not really known for ice hockey.
No, I agree.
Which is why the Coyotes
they've been poop since the Phil Kessel.
Since
Phil Kessel was there.
All right, well, we're gonna kind of move on. Still NHL because like Ferda, but segment 3, what teams are for real? We've got the Bruins kind of listed down. I don't really want to talk about the Bruins after what they did last year. That's ridiculous. I mean, we can talk about them when we've,
they've been gross though.
They have been gross. Been
disgusting.
Past has been gross. Their goalies are nuts. I'll give them that. I've always hated Boston. But after last year, we'll wait till we see how they do in the playoffs.
Yeah, let's hope they don't. Let's not choke to Florida. But I think they've just been kind of they've been turning it up. House has got 10 goals, 10 assists, right? They're just tearing it up. Any game I've watched them play, they've just been super dominant. They've had like their fluky losses this year. But they're doing great. But a team that might be a little bit controversial, like I don't think controversial, but Canucks have been on a tear. But they did they did recently lose the Leafs, and I mean, I
remember that.
Yeah, and so that was the game.
Money on that shit.
That was the game I was at with our buddy. It was a fantastic hockey game. Like it was a must watch. But like that was a humbling game. But obviously, I think if it came like obviously Leafs and Canucks can't face each other in the playoffs. I don't see the Canucks getting past the Leafs. I don't see the Canucks getting past like
I 100%
for
I 100% Canucksian.
But it's I get it's a Leafs. I get it's Leafs. But I don't.
No matter what, you just gotta look at 1967 Bill Brinko, Bilko, man.
But
like it's not happening. It's quote me on this. Maybe our Hawthorne curse gets lifted and they win.
It's been lifted though. I think it's been lifted.
Yeah, but I don't know. Drake's curse has also been lifted, but it's also the Drake curse right at the same time too. Right?
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I think Canucks aren't the team in the West though.
No, but they've got great potential. Leafs, are always really hit or miss. We're just gonna bring it up again. They lost 6-3 to the Ottawa Senators, so screw you, Leafs fans. But they are on back-to-back wins. I'll give them that.
They're looking good. Like
I mean, scratch on Reeves though.
So he was out the game I was at. He was a healthy scratch.
That was crazy.
My boy, former Flame, Mark Giordano, shout him out. He got in a fight within the first 2 minutes of the game. I don't know who he was fighting, but he was great, and he's 40 years old. This guy murdered whoever he fought. And you pay Reeves $1.3 million per year for 3 years, and the guy hasn't gone in a fight, especially with that one. It was a dirty hit. It was against the Bruins actually, where one of their guys went into the boards. It was kind of like a slew foot lookish play.
That's just typical Reeves though. Like he
should be looking. He should be looking to find that guy, even if his shifts don't line up.
Oh yeah, that's his fucking job.
That's what
you go out.
You were getting paid $1.3 million to fight. If I was getting paid $1.3 million to fight, I'd average a fight per game.
You're really shit talking this guy as if he walked in right now, he wouldn't beat your ass for a shit talk.
He'd kill me. But again, you were being overpaid for. You're not doing your job. You haven't done your job.
No, he's definitely not.
And as a Leafs fan, I'm not as a Leafs fan. As someone who, say, if I were a Leafs fan, if you guys got like Marner, Matthews, John Tavares, William Nylander, all to protect all these young guys, and your big boy doesn't step up for you,
that's your job.
Especially when it comes playoff time.
Yeah, but yeah, there's it could happen. I don't know. What am I reading here?
Do you see what happened though with what's going on with Patrick Kane?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
He just trained with the Leafs because he's a free agent. Now, as much as you hate the Leafs, how much is that going to piss you off? Obviously, this is not OG Patty Kane. This is not prime winning Stanley Cups Patty Kane, but it's still Patrick Kane. Come on. How mad would you be?
I'm really pissed. As a Sens fan, I'm always.
Would you want him on the Sens though? Like if you could get him for like,
oh my god, we got
3-4 years.
Tarasenko this year. Tarasenko's not amazing, but
he got promoted to the first line though.
Yeah, but it's the name too, right?
Well, he's gross. I
don't care if Patrick Kane's like 45. I'd still want him on the Sens, just because name recognition.
Yeah.
And he could actually do something for the Sens too.
But that'll be interesting though.
I don't think the Leafs will get this guy.
You like so?
I don't see this guy stepping foot in Canada.
The thing is, he's going to be ring chasing, so we have to think.
No, he won't.
Yes, you don't think so?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think he wants another one? Oh,
he's already got what, 2?
I think so, yeah.
He's already got 2. He's just in it really for the money. I think he's just
But
gonna.
he's not going to get the bag. Like he'll get.
Yeah,
a bag.
he will. I
He's
think.
not going to get his 7x7 that he.
I think if he comes to Toronto, the only exception for him to come here would be the highest contract that like a team would offer him. I think that's
so
the
you
only
think the Leafs
reason.
are going to offer more than any other team to have
100%.
him?
If that's the only reason why he would come here.
Yeah,
is that the
okay.
Leafs offered him that much.
I could see that. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not going to get a massive contract. He's not going to get, obviously, league minimum, but he's not going to get, I don't think, $7-8 million a year right now. He's old. He's just coming off a fresh surgery. So, like, there's risk.
I think, the Leafs are dumb enough to overpay a lot of their fucking players, so they're definitely going to overpay this guy. So I can see it happening.
Good point with that one. And plus, now that they have Brad Treveling, the former Flames GM, who's notorious for terrible contracts, this could be shaky. But I like Patrick Kane. I don't really know how well he'd fit in with the Leafs, but I saw that on news and I thought kind of cool to share.
I wish he would have stayed with Blackhawks. It'd be really cool to see Patty Kane and Bedard just go after it.
That'd be gross.
In my opinion.
If he re-signed with them, that'd be sick, but I don't think he has. He won't. He will never go back. 100%.
I mean, I could see, to wrap this little segment up, I could see him going with the Leafs only for the money. I don't really see him chasing a bag.
Yeah.
Patty Kane, you're definitely not watching this, but prove me wrong. It'd be great to relive my childhood nostalgia and watch you win another cup.
Yeah, watch him go for 80 points. But honestly, so we were talking about Reeves and not fighting, but one who has been fighting. A lot of players in the NBA this week. So
did you?
It was a day where they had only cup games. So there was the Golden State versus Timberwolves before a point was even scored. Shit, before a point, there's one missed basket. There was a altercation between Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels, in which they're essentially no. They're grabbing each other's jerseys, kind of swinging around helicopter style, and then at one point, Gobert tries to go get involved. Draymond Green comes in, get a little this guy with a little arm bar, little chokehold from behind.
Typical Draymond.
Guys, now because of his history, suspended for 5 games. And so he got fined. But additionally, because he's missing those 5 games, guess how much money he's missing out on?
Probably like $500,000.
More than $500,000.
What?
$770,000 for 5 games. That's what he's like. That's not a fine. He's not making that because he's not playing.
He's still getting that much money?
Oh, that's why Jordan Poole's gone, because they got him on a contract.
I couldn't believe they took Jordan Poole, or they
traded him.
Jaden Poole over Draymond.
Yeah, I think there's obviously the locker room issues with the Draymond thing. He got the 1-2 Mayweathered. There's also he got the bag. He got 4 by $120 million or whatever, some crazy contract.
Ridiculous.
And Jordan at that time wanted to kind of be that guy. Obviously, he knew he couldn't be.
Draymond's old though. Jordan's the new guy who could have worked with Curry.
I know, but Jordan Poole wanted to kind of be that guy now. I think he was probably assuming he's better than Klay. He's obviously better than Draymond.
He could have been that guy if they kept him.
I know, but look what happened. Look what's going on now with the Wizards. He's trash. He's been nothing but terrible. He hasn't been good since his 41 points in preseason.
Look at all the social media shit. Like, that dude looks extremely depressed. I feel bad for him.
But I don't think he's depressed anymore. Dude, he's getting money. I'm sorry, money does not buy you happiness. I don't want to say that.
Well, I'd say it does, but
to an extent it might.
Yeah.
But again, it's just Jordan Poole just hasn't been performing the way he should be. Kyle Kuzma's been all right. Yes, Jordan's had maybe 1 or 2 good games this year, but their Wizards are basically bottom league. I think they're 2-10 right now, or some absurd thing. So and there's also another fight too. Anthony Davis and Aldama on the Grizzlies. Those teams have always had beef, but mainly because of Dillon Brooks during the playoffs last year, especially.
Yeah, Dillon Brooks is he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, and Aldama had a crazy world class flop, and then there's Desmond Bane, who maybe be 6'6", looking up to Anthony Davis like this, just trying to get up all in his face.
You're not that guy.
And you know what?
You're not that guy.
At the end of the day, I agree. I love Desmond Bane. He's got a crazy build, but I love the competitiveness. I love the competitiveness of the cup games that they've had, because
the cup games are actually sick.
Because this was
everybody it seems like everybody.
I could be wrong. Yesterday
besides the Clippers. Hold on.
This was Tuesday. I want to say. I think it was Tuesday. All these games, because they only had cup games on that day. I believe. Yeah. And so
that was Tuesday.
It was the first only cup day, but again, the competition was fantastic. Games there's a few blowout games, but everything was super close. And obviously fighting shouldn't happen in the NBA.
I agree with it.
But a little tussle here and there, doesn't hurt anyone because it makes the fellas. Come on, right?
I just learned about this actually in my class. It just sparks entertainment and desire for motivations or fan motivations to attend
class
sports.
Was this one then?
Sport law.
Ew. Yeah. Testing today. Yeah. Gross. Brock, sport management. We learned cool things. Anyway, but yeah, I think great week of basketball.
Yeah,
no, like the competitiveness has been crazy, and I mean, like, even though there's been greats, like there's highs, there are also the lows. Now,
let's get into the lows.
I know we've been shit talking Clippers a lot. I know it's getting really repetitive. But I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But 0-5 with James Harden is unacceptable. Now,
there's a video I saw on IG. It was like a TikTok edit, whatever. Yeah. Of them, James Harden pulls up bricks to get the rebound, pass it back to James Harden again, bricks it again, and bricks it for a third time in a row. That's his whole move.
Do you see him airball a game like winning shot? He airballed the game winning three. Yeah. So take this.
You weren't going to do well after you smacked the announcers in the face from the other end of the court with a pass.
And actually, speaking of announcers, you see the one guy. I'm sure you guys who are on social media a lot. The one announcer ripped him into one.
The producer to pipe this into the Clippers locker room so I can talk to you, James. I hope you're taking notes. I'm telling you in advance, you're welcome for the wisdom I'm about to spew. Because, listen, I get on my knees every night and pray for someone to believe in me like Daryl Morey believed in you. You wanted a certain coach, they brought in Mike D'Antoni. You wanted to play a certain style, they played it. You wanted Dwight Howard, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. You wanted Chris Paul, they brought him in and got rid of him when you were tired of him. They brought in your old friend Russell Westbrook. You want to go to Vegas on off days? They looked away. You wanted the team to stay over so you could go out at night. They changed the schedule, and it didn't work. And you know what? You said, I'm going to break up with my whoopee. Not good enough. I see the bright lights in New York. I want to go there. My old pal, Kevin Durant. It's going to work. The big three. And all after 1 year, you wanted out. You realized, oh my gosh, I took this guy for granted, the guy that believed in me. I went back with Daryl Morey. They traded Ben Simmons for you. How did they pull that off? And you know what? You went there and you got a partner who got the MVP. He won the MVP.
It's like, and as he said,
he thinks he's like a star now. Honestly,
he's not. No, dude, he's been more of a cancer than a star.
Bench player for sure. I'd put him on bench. He's nowhere near starting five right now. He's not showing it.
Well, and did you see what happened?
His attitude's not there. His drive's not the game. He's there for the money. Whoever's going to pay him the most.
I think they're not doing okay.
I think they're playing Harden because of his name, not his talent. I think. Yeah.
Well, he just has to figure it out. He has to wake up. You don't think so?
I don't know. I think he's washed. I don't think you'll ever see prime. Was it 2016 Harden?
17 is when he won MVP with the Rockets.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever see that dude again. Unfortunately,
I think I agree.
The clubs took him in, and they're not spitting him back out.
He's a different player now too, right? Like he's not going to score, but it's just but like losing to at the time the 1-8 Grizzlies.
0-5 with the team. You got Kawhi, PG, and Russ.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, in the game that they just played against Clippers, Kawhi only had 15 points. So, and then Paul George has 35. James had 21.
George balling off.
Yeah, but again, like there's something that's not working right now. Like they're lacking defense. They're giving up. There's a stat that I saw on one of the broadcasts. Actually, we'll throw it up of what's happened before, what they're doing before the trade and after the trade. So point differentials, like offensively and defensively, and how the net difference. So net now they're -8. So, but before they're +13, so they're winning more by 13. Now they're losing by 8. Like that,
yeah, it's the Harden effect. It's the only
thing
bad. We could.
And they're also missing Mason Plumlee again. Like he's just might be that guy. I'm just
kidding.
But they have Bismack. Oh, actually, speaking of centers for them, do you see Daniel Tice? You know who that is?
No.
He used to be a really good center on the Rockets. He got bought out by the Pacers, and he may sign with the Clippers, which will be huge for them actually on board perspective. Huge.
Okay. That would be interesting to see.
So we'll see if that turns things around. But another team that's been on a low. Yes, they're coming off a win last night.
Let's hear it.
Phoenix Suns. Oh God!
I'm surprised he's not meat riding this.
Oh my God!
Right now.
Oh my God!
I watched the game last night. I come home from work. He's got the toque. He's got the jersey. He's got. Did you have Phoenix pants on?
No.
Xbox just
someone's Xbox just turned on. No, it's I have Josh Allen blanket wrapped around me as a superstition.
Oh my gosh, man! This dude was screaming. I was trying to make
every
food.
point,
every point, screaming,
every point.
Riding D-Book, but
Okay, but D-Book played great. All
He
right,
did play great. He was looking really
31 points in 26 minutes. Come on now, it's unfair.
Given that KD was also balling
And
out too.
yeah, KD 31 points with
Come on
only
now.
4 missed shots.
Should we talk about
Yeah,
KD and this
shout out
jersey
this
right
jersey.
now?
Hold on.
All right, we'll
Stand
shout
up.
out this little.
Stand up.
I don't know if the camera can see this.
Oh, I don't. Oh, yeah, you're right.
All right, so I'm putting this mic on my lap here.
Give it a little lift. Give it a
Yeah,
little
so this
pump.
is my high school jersey. They call me the real white KD back in my town because of my playing performance. So
He hoops like it too.
I hoop like KD. I've got the spin move all set. I've got the little fader.
Guys got the alley-oop in.
The oop, the yams. Like I'm practically the white version of KD. Don't take that anyway the wrong way. I don't want to have a
No, not
discussion
at all.
like that again. That was bad the first time, but yeah. So I had to rock out the jersey today because KD balled out last night, and I was like, hey,
How to show him up.
how to show him up, how to show
And you know what? And
who the real white KD is. But back to the
that was a great win. That was against the 8-2 Timberwolves right now.
Yeah, it
Against
was really,
8-3. So it was a
entertaining
good
to watch.
basketball game for the start. It's just they're choking in the fourth quarter. Like in the game against OKC, so the game before last night, I think they did not score for the last 6 minutes. They missed.
Yeah, but you got to take in they haven't had D-Book for what, 5 games?
I know,
6
but
games?
you can't look at a team who's had Bradley Beal for 3 games and Kevin Durant who's played the entirety of the season and go, oh yeah, it's okay that we're 4-5.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying
Correct, they
they
should be
built
better.
their team around D-Book and
Yeah.
they built their playing
Agreed.
style with D-Book.
That's the thing.
I'm not saying it's okay that they lost. I'm like, it's understandable.
That's
That
what
makes sense.
That's what I was telling one of my buddies. It's hard when you build a system around a specific player and his playing style, and then when he's out for the entire kind of
It's
start
like
of the
taking
season.
MJ out on the 96 Bulls
Yeah.
for 5 games. And
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
not
get
built around
Rodman
Pippen.
and
Yeah.
Pippen to do all the work.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen, right?
yeah. So I mean, and obviously we are not comparing Devin Booker,
No,
Kevin
no,
Durant
no,
to Pittman and them. Just want to throw that out there.
No, it's
But no, I agree with what you're saying. It's built around him, and like look at the Rockets, right? When they actually had Harden, they could
Yeah.
actually win games because it was all built around him, and assuming that he's going to have 37 a game, which he basically did that year. I think he had 35 a game. But it's tough. It's tough. So I think they're going to bounce back as long as Book can stay healthy. But that puts obviously a ton of pressure on Devin himself. So hopefully the Cavs, all right, whatever injury needs to go. He needs to just get healthy, get injuries out of the window.
I think he will. I think
it didn't look like he was hobbling at all or anything like that. They just want to be cautious with him. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a long season, right? So
It is.
but you know what? We're going to go into a segment that I think probably both of us very proud as Canadians.
Holy does it ever. We mentioned it a little before, but Adam Silver, I love you, dude.
Well,
I love
we
you, like-
might love him. We might hate him. We might
We
love
might
him or
love
we might
you.
hate
We
him.
might love
Chances
you.
are hate him though.
Don't put the team in Vancouver, though.
You don't think so?
No.
You want
they had-
Montreal?
I had the Grizzlies. Montreal's closer to me. I'm like
That-
2 hours from
See,
Montreal.
that's
so
what I thought
either-
you were going to say, and I thought about that too earlier today. I was like, you know what? Montreal's close. Like we could so go for a game.
It is. Like,
But-
like if I'm from home in Ottawa, like just a little outside, it's like 4 hours for me to go drive down and watch the Raptors.
Yeah,
But it's like 2.5
to Montreal.
to Montreal, and then I could like not bandwagon favored that team, but that's also another team I could go watch and more NBA experience for me.
Yeah,
Vancouver
I
already had the
I know, but that's the
Grizzlies.
thing. You know that they might
ruined
have
it.
the fan base for it. Is kind of what I'm getting
Well,
at, right?
if you're looking at like an economic and financial standpoint,
Might
dude,
as well
like,
dive into that bad boy. Like I think
Like-
they would make more money than Montreal.
I don't think
Mon-
so because
Montreal
there's a
doesn't have that
reason. There's a
pride.
reason Vancouver left.
Well, they weren't making enough money. That's right.
Exactly,
That's right.
exactly.
But like,
So I
it
think
just
you look
wasn't.
at
That was too early, though. That was too early in NBA's
Yeah.
lifetime, don't you think?
yeah,
like,
maybe, but
I don't
I
know.
think-
It's like the Jets leaving though. The Jets, like not New York Jets. Jesus, Winnipeg Jets.
Winnipeg.
They left, right? They were gone, and then they brought them back because the fans were like, "We want them back."
And
If
now
the
nobody
fans did
goes
that-
to a fucking game.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
they don't have any
they might-
fans anymore either.
they
so
might
they're
be
probably
gone.
within the next decade, I'd say.
But that's a good point actually in relation to Vancouver. If they start begging for a team, how long? The same thing could happen in Montreal. I've never really seen Montreal as being like the greatest sports city. Like, sure, they have the Expos. I'm sorry,
Whoa.
I know that's a crazy hot take, but like
Whoa.
they also don't. To me, Quebec has wanted to break off from Canada. How can you allow that and want another Canadian team if the people
I didn't
there
think about that,
actually?
honestly.
I mean, I know that's a little bit more political. And like that was, I don't think they want to break off nearly as much now as they used to. I
They
think
probably still do.
I think they still
probably
do.
still do.
But I'm saying, like, imagine if they did get a team. 10 years later, they break off. where does that Canadian pride go? Like, obviously,
Doesn't matter. You still have the fan base right there for it. You still have people out from Ottawa and like surrounding areas just go in.
True, but it won't feel like the second Canadian team.
It doesn't matter though.
You don't think so?
I think obviously it would show second Canadian team, but you look at Montreal is in love with the Habs. That's their thing.
Well, the Habs have also been gross.
That's what I'm saying. You bring in an NBA team. You got all these diehard Habs hockey fans that are like a 7-hour drive to Toronto to watch Raptors. Hey, we like basketball too. Now we have a team in our city. Let's run this shit. Vancouver, I think they've already kind of screwed that up with it. I just think personally Montreal is going to have a better chance at getting the team because Adam Silver's already talked to Montreal though. That was the big thing.
Montreal reached out to them.
Oh, really?
Which is good though because
helps me out. Helps me out, baby.
The demand. So
all I know is that it's going to be better for the NBA to have a Canadian team than Mexico because that would be really weird. No. Having one Canadian, one Mexican team, and then the rest in U.S.
I don't think they'll do Mexico. And honestly,
weird. Like obviously, put it out there as a suggestion.
They should continue to do the Mexico games. The thing is, they always sell those out. When they go to Mexico, they always sell them out. They just had Atlanta play there. But I think, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like the states are Canada's not going to get a team. I don't think.
I really hope so.
I don't think they will.
Please, Adam Silver, don't pull a Gary Bettman and start taking Canadian possibility NHL.
It's going to go to Vegas next. Out. Vegas just got a baseball team.
Might go to Vegas.
It's going to Vegas.
LeBron
wants it in Vegas. It's going to Vegas. It's going to Vegas. Because Vegas just got
LeBron. So
Vegas just got the Oakland A's and are building a $1.2 billion stadium.
Seriously?
Yep, that happened today. So now, they have 3 out of 4 teams. Don't know why, and they just got F1 track, so you might as well have 5.
They had the F1 track last year too.
That's right.
Like a recurring thing.
But
Montreal's get the F1 track. With Simonson, Vegas, and Montreal.
Vegas, Montreal.
Right.
It's so
tough.
I'm
trying to influence.
I get that. It's just
people watching.
It's not as it's not as realistic, unfortunately, for Canada to have another basketball team.
No, it's definitely.
I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but again, I'm sorry. It's the truth. And Vegas is going to make you think about it. If you had the strip,
Vegas is going to make them so much money.
If you had the sports strip,
their hockey team.
If you had the sports strip, you have the Vegas strip and the sports strip. Talk about that. Plus, you got the Sphere. Sphere's losing money right now, but they're going to start making money.
Well, it's just built.
Yeah, it was just built, so that's why they've lost money. They've lost $20 million just because of their operating costs.
Netflix Cup,
Netflix Cup's there.
So going to go to Vegas.
They have Live Golf that's there. They have.
Okay, my bad. Keep talking.
They've had Live Golf that's going to be in Vegas at some point. They'll have PGA in Vegas at some point. UFC's always there because of Dana White and the Red Rock. So so dude, it's. I don't want to say it's going to become a sport hub, but we were talking about sport gambling earlier. That's where it came from, is Vegas.
You're so right, eh?
So everything's going to tie back there at some point, and it could become the sports hub. It's like how New York there's Wall Street. This could be the sports hub. Unfortunately, yes, I think Canada is loves their sports, but
we love our sports, but
they have everything. They have everything.
Only, 40 million people, and I think U.S. is 360 or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Obviously, there's more demand for
the California state has more of a as a larger population than all of Canada.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Canadians, what are you doing?
We are not producing enough.
Get active. Get freaky. Let's
get going here. We gotta get moving. Yeah. But also too, for that to happen, the NBA is looking to ink a new broadcasting deal, which I think was huge for us to talk about. So they have a thing with Warner Bros, which is ESPN. There's ESPN and TNT.
Yeah.
And so TNT is paying $2.6 billion to televise 165 NBA games. Wow. So they're looking to up a new deal soon. And so it's not dependent on it, but once they get that new deal,
how long was the contract for?
It's been
10 years.
It's been for 10 years, I think.
They're getting a new deal for sure.
So
look at what Amazon's with the NFL, right?
So yeah,
we got that last year, and
they've got Thursday Night Football. So they have Thursday Night Football. If they can't reach a new deal with TNT, apparently Amazon's interested and Apple.
I think Amazon is going to get it 100%.
That's tough.
Actually,
that's so tough to predict.
It could be both of them.
TNT is going to lock it up again because it's and it's Disney too. it's all going. I don't know, but they're
TNT
looking.
owns Disney or Disney owns TNT?
I don't know how it all works. There's a whole thing with Disney in this.
So many companies on each
So
other,
many.
just, like,
But no, this
sick of
is
you,
crazy. I want to put in perspective how much money these guys are making. So they're making the league's making $2.1 billion for 165 NBA games. Don't know what that is per game. Ton of money just to be broadcasted. Now for this new deal, they want 2 to 3 times that.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the thing is, media companies want obviously to spend less.
They're gonna get it.
So
they're gonna
yeah,
get it
100%. But like, look, sports media, like just in general, is projected to make $60 billion globally. And think about the NBA right now is contributing 2.1 to that.
what?
So
whoa, $60 billion.
Yep.
And NBA's only got 2.
Well, like they just made 2 point from the one broadcasting thing.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay,
about to
so like
fucking say.
yeah, but look, we learned about this too. There's a spillover effect of being of the broadcasting
Yeah,
rights,
I
right?
remember this.
So like spillover effect. You look at Sportsnet, Jays, the official partners, TSN, Raptors, official partners. That makes you the real money. There's a ton of money in broadcasting for Game 7. I don't know what sport it was for Game 7. Just for an advertisement, a 30-second advertisement.
Yeah, but that's I'm gonna guess
Two-
1 mil.
No, 200,000 for
Oh.
every 30 seconds. Think about
Wow.
but think about how many ads you run a game.
Is that just for the Game 7 final? It's not for the whole final.
No,
series.
it's for the one singular game.
Holy.
I don't know what Game 7 it was. If it's hockey, I think it's probably hockey because it's NBC. They do a lot more hockey than basketball.
I just can't see 200,000 in Game 7.
Well, how much do you think Super Bowl ads go for? They go for even more
Yeah,
than
but
that.
Super
pal.
Bowl is the Super Bowl.
And people, yeah, and I get that. And people change the ads just for the Super Bowl, right? Like they kind of make them funnier.
Yeah, that's why all people like watch
Yeah.
it, right?
Oh, that's why I love the Super Bowl.
I watch
because it's like-
after every Super Bowl. I watch like the best commercials.
when we sit
like, we're
here-
Canadian, we can't get all the nice commercials.
we can't. But when we sit here and we're watching a game and there's 20 whistles, we're like, dude, I'm so tired of seeing the same ad over and over again.
Holy
That's-
fuck! What's that one? Is it Desjardins Insurance or whatever?
Oh, yeah,
The dude with
everywhere.
the really tall guy.
Yeah.
I see that one
yes.
fucking everywhere.
my God.
Is it in? What are the insurance companies, man?
No,
Like-
Sam. State Farm in the States all the time. Insurance companies are so on top of this stuff, right?
Well, I guess
Same with
everyone
banks.
needs insurance.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wanted to put in perspective for us, at least, talk about it, how important broadcasting rights is. So if the NBA inks
So important.
this new, whatever, if it's $4 billion deal for 165 games or whatever it is, we can 100% see a team expansion soon.
Oh my god!
It's just I don't think it's coming to Canada. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. It hurts. Trust me, it hurts. I love Canada.
Yeah, as a Canadian, it really hurts.
We're just
but
deprived. I think we're deprived.
financially and economically. It's not coming. We've accepted that. We've accepted that from Gary Bettman.
Yeah.
We now accepted that from the NBA.
But we'll see though.
It was
will
a
see.
really good tease on Instagram and social media that I saw that it was potentially coming. But it's not. If it does, respect. But
But as you not,
I think, you did mention, like, you've got me hooked for Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
that is...
It's-
I don't know if they've talked about going to Vegas or...
No, all the report said was multiple cities in the states.
Yeah,
But
Vegas.
LeBron. But what LeBron said, I think a few
Yeah.
years ago,
Le commissioner.
Le commish, Le manager, Le whatever you want
Le
to call it,
owner.
Le business owner. Yeah,
Le
100%.
NBA. Yeah.
What he said was, if they do get an NBA team, he wants to own it or like have ownership in it.
He'll own it for sure.
So chances are, once he retires, they're gonna have a Vegas team.
Actually,
the
yeah,
fact that the
makes so
NFL
much sense.
the
So
fact-
much sense.
the fact that the NFL just got the Vegas team like this. Now, yeah, Las Vegas Raiders. They
oh my
went,
god, yeah.
They went
fuck.
from Oakland
yeah,
as well.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
They
you're
went
right.
from
Yeah.
Oakland as well. Now they just got a baseball team, right? They got a hockey expansion team.
Yep.
So like, what isn't Vegas doing, dude?
The hockey
Vegas-
team the hockey team's a really good thing for the NBA to kind of look at and see. Like,
Well, how it could-
obviously there were
100%.
5 years, 3 years.
Yeah, but they went to the finals in the first year, which
First-
has never
but-
happened.
No, but you look at them and their fan base is so committed.
Yeah.
They're so committed to every
Huge.
game.
Huge.
So I think
and you
Vegas
the thing is, because it's Vegas, you get fans from everywhere. I'm sorry if
you do.
you're in say Vancouver,
Yeah.
you're not getting fans from the States coming down Vancouver.
No.
If you're in Montreal, I don't think the same thing's happening. You're getting a ton of Canadians. Love it. So I
Yeah,
think
because you hit the Chino, you lose all your money.
Yeah.
Hit the bars, you get drunk. Hey,
dude, you could have a whole week.
the Las Vegas Chips are playing in their first NBA game, right?
You could have a whole week of just sports. Like what I was saying I was talking to Jake about it today. Was
You
that
gotta hit Vegas.
on Monday night you could go to a football game, Tuesday basketball,
Oh my god.
hockey Wednesday, Thursday, there might be golf going from Thursday to Sunday because that's how the PGA typically
Yeah.
works. Or Thursday night football, if like obviously it couldn't happen if they played Monday. But there'll be more hockey. There'll be baseball now. You have golf. You have UFC on Saturday nights.
Yep.
Like, think about it. You could go to goddamn concert. They're actually in the Sphere. UFC
Holy
wants to.
fuck! Vegas is going to be the place to be.
It
Oh
has
my
to be.
god, that's what there's
It has
100%
to be.
doing.
It has.
100%.
This is all part of the simulation.
Holy fuck, it is.
We are coming down to. We
Wow.
are figuring it out. We are figuring out. You heard it here first. Vegas is the source of the simulation.
Headquarters.
It
Headquarters.
is. It is. 100%. Oh,
Wow.
it's crazy how we figure these things out. But yeah, I don't know.
Spima's really just teaching us.
Box
a
sport
lot of shit,
management, baby. Let's go. But yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. Like, I think it's obviously going to be 5 years before they truly announce, what city.
I think 5 years until the first team is like ready, but I think 2 years until they.
You think?
Oh my god, yeah.
You think so?
Oh
You
my
think
God.
they're that ready? I'm
There's
sorry.
no
We'll
way
see.
Adam Silver's like, I'm just going to tease you guys now.
But I feel like he's been
5 years later, this is what we're doing.
He's been
I think
teasing us
2
for a
years.
bit, though, don't you think? He's teased Vancouver before. He's teased Vegas
Nobody
before.
really
He's
thought it was
teased
Vancouver,
Mexico
like that.
before. Like, he's teased
Nobody
these
really
places.
thought, like,
No, I know, but is anyone really thinking now, too?
I am.
So, NFL time.
Sorry, just to
Yep,
interrupt here.
go for
Did
it.
we talk about what happened last week for fantasy?
We talked about my second win. We haven't talked that you just lost again, and I won
So hey
again.
guys, get ready to watch me do a stand-up comedy performance. I'm 1-9. I've got 1,089 points. I'm playing Oliver, our other roommate tonight. I'm again projected to lose. You know what? Trevor Lawrence was a bum. A bum. Fucking Goldilocks.
And
was
you
a
just
bum.
traded for Justin Fields so you could get rid of that quote-unquote bum. I bet you
Yeah,
Fields
bum.
will be worse if he plays this week. From
I got him starting.
From his injury, I bet you Trevor Lawrence is going to be better than
Honestly, I don't care because
this guy's throwing it up in
Baker
there.
got me 20 points last week, and it's like, oh, Baker Mayfield over Trevor Lawrence. Easy walk on Trevor. And I fucking sat Baker Mayfield. If I would have started him,
You would have
I
won.
would have won last week, and I would still be in the competition, like, not embarrass the fuck out of myself and do a comedy performance. But now I'm going to actually have to take shit down, get all red-faced and nervous, and probably forget all of my lines up on a stage in front of all you guys
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough
making
crowd.
fun. It's
Tough.
going to be terrible.
It's going to be a really bad.
It's going to be
tough
terrible.
crowd. But I'm
And-
looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, same.
as a
Same,
guy
yeah.
that's not on stage, hey, it was crazy. It was great competition.
Yeah,
There's a
You
chance.
know what? It was a great competition until
That was a grind.
we
It
were
was a
2-7.
grind.
Yeah.
It was a grind
The
until I was
first
2 and
7
7
games was really good. I
Yeah.
had fun.
Yeah, and the thing is, he beat me at the start of the year too.
Yeah, my
That's-
only
his only
win
one's
was
against
against this guy. My competition. Take that in. And
And-
now I'm
yeah.
fucked for life. So
Yeah, no, but I trust your team. I really do
No,
think
I'm
so. But you
playing
did
all the
trade
team.
away Kenneth Walker, and I didn't like that trade.
Kenneth
so.
Walker's a bum. He's a bum.
He's
all year.
just
He was great in
been
the first
4 games.
4
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, it was
Seattle's
gross.
terrible. I'm
He
like,
was
okay,
gross.
Seattle's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to feed this guy. I'm raw.
He was gross.
Bum.
But anyway, that's
Oh,
fantasy.
no, got taken.
Oh,
We said last week we had a special guest star. That special guest star did not do as well as he thought on some other exams in his school
yeah.
workload.
Well,
so
school's just screwed. This is even tough for us to do right now.
yeah, no,
I
I,
think I
had
didn't
3
work on this
exams already. So, yeah, I had an exam. I have an exam next Tuesday, and we have an assignment due tomorrow. What?
Was that
We have an assignment due.
tomorrow?
Mark? Yeah,
No.
dude, the marketing plan's due tomorrow.
Okay, marketing plan. Right?
Just look at the due dates for everything.
Due date 22nd, mate. Nothing.
Why do I
Nothing
have
today,
written
you
down
bum.
the 8?
Anyway, that was a good intermission.
All right, ladies and
from
gents, we're
our
back
talk.
to the pod after almost
Yeah, let's get back
freaking
into-
out over the workload that we've had and thought we had an assignment due tomorrow that we have not started. So
Well, it
back-
started. It's halfway done.
the
Mark-
plan?
Dude, I did half of it.
Holy, I didn't know that. Okay, it's halfway done. Never mind. We should have stressed in the first place. Let's go to Nicholas on NFL. Let's hear it.
Denver Broncos, baby. They just royally shot on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. All of my buddies were pissed. All my buddies did not like it. But hey, guess what? My boys win. And actually, following that loss, the Bills only have a 33% chance now of making the playoffs.
Did you get that from Money Puck?
No, Money
Oh.
Puck's only hockey.
Oh, okay.
ESPN came out with that stat.
No what? Well, Bills are bums. Like,
But
we've
they've just
talked-
been frauds.
Did we talk about them last week?
We did.
We did.
But like it wasn't a segment. It was like a not off topic. It was like the Bills are frauds. We're bringing our buddy on to talk about Bills next week.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
no,
right.
it's not. So,
Yeah.
but they're just I don't know. And then Stephon Diggs' brother, he wants his brother out of Buffalo, which actually was quite possibly going to happen at the start of the year too, because it didn't look like Stephon was happy. But honestly, after this year, if the Bills don't make playoffs, especially, oh my god, then it's not a good look, and I think Diggs will be wanting out after. So a little bit worrisome there. Good job on the Broncos, 3 straight wins. Now, please, Broncos, don't think you're hot shit for getting 3 straight wins. Big game against Vikings this weekend to go 5-5, which would honestly be great. Russell Wilson's playing fantastic. Courtland Sutton's playing good. Jerry Jeudy once again proving to be kind of a bust. But yeah, it's all right. But a team that I do kind of want to dive into a little bit here, who I'm actually quite disappointed in, and I'm not a fan of their team just because they're in the same division as the Broncos, is the Chargers. I have Herbert on my team, who had a great outing against Detroit this past Sunday. They're now 4-5 though after the loss. They lost because of a game-winning field goal. They're scoring the 9th most amount of points in the league, but they've only allowed 215 points, which really isn't that bad. But they could have won that last game. And the defense in that game, specifically against Detroit Lions, allowed for 533 yards. Detroit only had punt once. So the defensive coordinator of the Chargers, if they don't make playoffs this year, or if they do and they get smoked because of their defense, needs to go. And I think they also need to look at adding some defensive threats, because Herbert has offensive weapons. He's got a good O-line.
Yep.
He's got the weapons. And I think they've just been similar to the Dolphins, really, because they can score as many points as they want, just their defense has been poop. So it's hard to watch. But I just want to shout out Chargers. Figure it out, please. Feel bad for Herbert. You guys could easily be going for a good playoff run, but again, defense letting us down. But you know what? Even though I just kind of shit on 2 teams, let's hype up some people. We'll do our athlete of the week segment. We
have a lot of we've got athlete, performance of the week, team of the week.
That's it. Yeah.
We're really going to give it the team of the week to those guys?
I don't know.
Really?
I was questionable.
That was very questionable.
Very questionable. I wrote it down just because they've been hot. But
we might have to change that, actually.
We're going to do that on the spot. We're going to keep it authentic.
Yeah,
but
I don't agree with this.
For me, so you think about that while I go on my athlete of the week, and then you
Gotcha.
can chime in with an athlete of the week. I'm going to choose Joel Embiid. Now, they just did lose to the Celtics last night, which, again, Nick lost money in. They lost to the Celtics, who didn't have Jaylen Brown or Kristaps Porzingis. They sucked, and I don't think Embiid had a good game. But let's look at the rest of the year. 33 points per game on 50% shooting. Great. They're now, I think, 8-4 with that loss to the Celtics. He's averaging just under 2 blocks a game. And I'm not going to go back on my take on our first episode of saying Luka is going to be my MVP this year, but I think Embiid's not showing any sign of slowing down. He's been as dominant as always. So, and you know what? Also, too, I was thinking back to it when we did that poll for everyone's MVPs at the start of the year. Not a singular person said Joel Embiid. Not one person. Which I get. No one likes him. He's not a likable person.
We're all Raptors fans here, practically, besides you, right?
Correct. Yeah, I don't really like the Raptors. Embiid's been balling, and I want to give him credit to it.
Yeah.
You might, as a Raptors fan, you're going to give him
credit. I'll give him credit. He did play really well. He's obviously extremely good. I'm just biased because I'm a Raptors fan, but
Team USA, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
We love to say yap, eh?
Keep going. We don't care. Quinn Hughes, though, too, I thought had a great week. He had game-winning goal last night, and was it? Yeah, it was overtime. I don't know who they're playing, but again, we were talking about the Canucks being hot. The Canucks cannot be the Canucks without this guy.
Come on,
he's gross.
He's a shit.
He's gross. He's leading the league in defensive stats right now.
Yeah, we could give athletes a week. I know who I'm gonna say for performance.
Lock yourself in. Come on now. You want to do it.
This player got a 50 bomb.
This past week.
63% on shooting from 3.
In the field, too.
Tyrese Maxey, baby. That's extremely... Come on. Give this guy a 50 bomb. Unreal performance. I think was it me and you watching that game, or me and Jake?
I think you, Jake, because I saw it the next morning.
Yeah, I think me and Jake, or me and someone in this house watching the game, and just unreal performance by this guy. I couldn't believe it. Crazy to see. Obviously, performance of the week. But Nick, I see here you've got something written down for your opinion on performance of the week.
You know how I like my gambling.
Is this?
I like my gamblers too. Evander Kane, baby, let's get it. No, I mean like okay, it pains me. Trust me, as a Calgary guy, it pains me. But look, he had a natural hat trick last night in the hockey game against Kraken. So he scored 3 straight goals without anyone else on any team scoring. He did it by himself. Great performance. And there's only been only one other guy that's done it this year. Zach Hyman, who's another Oiler, who's had a natural hat trick. So 2 guys, and like Evander Kane stepping up in a game like that. Like,
that's impressive and rare. Like,
you don't see that. So I'm going to give it to him. And you know what? I know it's 3 straight wins. That's very minimal. But I do think the Oilers will turn it around at some point. So I want... I don't want to say it. Trust me. And I said that's why I say may turn it around at some point, because I'm like really, really hoping that they don't. But I think they will. If I'm going to try and be unbiased here, I think they will. And you know what? We were going to, I had written down, I thought about it, Oilers team of the week. I can't say it anymore.
I don't know. I've tried to do a lot of thinking about it.
Like it's not terrible, but it's not the best. But
like a lot of other teams have just been good. There's no team that's like kind of in my eyes so far. I mean, I'm gonna get flamed for this after we film this and look at it. But
here we go.
I don't know. Like I just think like I'm saying, I can't picture a team that's been like, caught my eye. I just think every team's done pretty well. It's kind of balanced out even. I just can't see. I don't know. I
think there's been teams that started off hot and then have now cooled down.
Yeah.
And there's teams that started off shit and have now picked it up. So it's hard for us, I think, to pick. And there hasn't been that consistent team.
No, there's not really that like. I don't know. I don't
actually.
know.
I'll do an honorable mention. Who I'm not going to say team of the week for.
Okay.
Team that we haven't shed any light on. I want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. I think they've been solid.
No, we talked about them for a bit.
Did we?
I think we talked about.
We maybe talked about Cam Thomas being a dog, but Cam Thomas is now hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think we did. I don't think we did.
No, I don't think we did. We didn't talk about.
But
the Nets.
So the Nets have been. The Nets have been like a grimy team this year.
Which is funny to me. You lose your big 3. You lose KD.
You lose
Harden,
everything.
And Kyrie, and now you become good.
You got Ben Simmons. Like what?
That gave
not even mid, dude.
Like unreal. But you lose all these guys. You get the big talent, the big name superstars, the big contracts out, and Cam Thomas drops like 40 a game, 30 a game. He's a fucking man.
He set a record of some sort for first 5 starts of averaging over 30 points per game. He was the only one to do it, or he's the only one to join like MJ and like one other guy. He had some crazy history thing, but Cam Thomas dog, but now I think he's out 2 to 3 weeks with the ankle injury, so huge loss for them. Kyle Bridges dog, former son, love him. Same with Cam Thomas, love him too. But I just want to say the Nets have been playing better than expected this year. No. Actually, too.
I'm going to say Chet Holmgren's playing amazing right now.
He has been. You're right.
He's been really good.
Do you see the terrible duel between him and Wemby?
Yeah, who won that tip-off? Was it Wemby?
I think Wemby won, but the shooting, the playing aspect of it, terrible. Chad had 9 points. Wemby had 8 points.
The whole game?
Yes, terrible.
I think they let the competition get to their head.
Wemby was 3 for 15.
Oh.
Wemby.
It was definitely mental game, not performance game.
Well, I mean, also
they let.
I mean, at the same time, Chet's like what 7'1"? Like it's not like yes, obviously 3 inches make a difference. 7 feet maybe. Chet is over 7. Yes, he is. He's 7.
Yeah, for sure. I thought he was 7'3".
I could be wrong, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like he's way smaller. But I think
7'1". No way.
See, so he's 7'1". So Wemby shouldn't be that scared. Yes, it's a presence thing.
I don't think it was scared. I just think
he didn't play, man.
I just think it
terrible.
Was okay. Hey, my pretty much rival that the NBA media have assigned me to. I'm playing him tonight, and same with Chet was feeling that too.
Mm-hmm.
This might be my most important game so far.
Yeah,
I think they were thinking. I'm not saying it was the most important game. I think that's what they were feeling, and you saw the outcome of that. But I think next time they match up, I think it'll go really well.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be as nervous about it too.
I mean, Wemby's played against tall players. Like it's not.
Wemby's balled out against good teams. He dropped 38 on Phoenix. Like I'm saying, like Wemby can do it. Chet can 100%
How you feel
do
about
it.
that?
We're not talking about it. Suns won last night. We're up, baby. Let's go. Suns in 4. That was I think that's it.
I think we wrapped this up.
That was a lot of barking.
Best podcast so far. Like,
this was really good. It was good.
I'm very happy with this. We did a lot of research. We cracked some jokes here once in a while. We've got a lot of content for the fellas.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Lads and ladettes, as they say.
Ladettes. I like that one. But
yeah, great podcast. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Stay updated on Instagram and potentially TikTok for upcoming news and information. Peace.